As a society, we often view these brave men and women in uniform as protectors and enforcers of justice. But what happens when they must confront the unexpected complexities of arresting their own kid? Let's start by taking a stroll back to December 28, 2022. In Howell Township, at approximately 11 p.m., officers received a call about a hit-and-run accident on Lanes Mill Road, near Lowe's side entrance. Patrolman Davis Horton and SLEO2 officer Eric Lee rushed to the scene, only to find a traffic light pole lying crippled in the westbound lane.
Okay.
But that's not all they discovered. Near the pole was a puzzling piece of a bumper hinting at a runaway vehicle. If accidents are mysteries waiting to be solved, then this one was about to take an extraordinary turn. As the officers began their investigation, the caller stepped forward, providing a crucial lead. A white sedan was the likely culprit behind the pole pulverizing escapade. But wait, there's the twist. Officer Vincent Campagnola, on the hunt for the suspect vehicle, found it lurking at a Wawa on Kent's Road. And guess who was behind the wheel? None other than 21-year-old Teresa Lee, who had a shocking revelation up her sleeve. She confessed to having a few drinks at Applebee's and, oh, this is where it gets juicier. She mentioned her father is an officer with the Monmouth County Sheriff's Office.
My dad is a sheriff's officer. Sean Lee.
Who was that?
Sean Lee.
Sean Lee? Okay.
Teresa tried to use her father's position to her advantage, but you know how the saying goes. Truth always finds its way to the surface. As the officers relentlessly questioned Teresa, the officer who responded to the accident seen earlier arrived at the Wawa, holding the missing piece of the bumper.
I just found a piece next to the telephone you just took out.
I hit a...
And you won't believe it. Teresa's admission was as shocking as it was inevitable. She confessed to possibly crashing into the traffic light pole while she was texting.
Right there, and then I came around and there, because my house, I would have to go from my traffic light to there.
Okay, that doesn't really make too much sense either, considering that the traffic light that you took out was on the corner.
Pause right there. Did you know that texting while driving is one of the most dangerous distractions out there? It can lead to catastrophic consequences like this hit-and-run case. As Teresa's story unfolds, the officers grow skeptical of her version of events. Something doesn't quite add up, but they persisted, determined to uncover the truth. And soon enough, Teresa makes that crucial phone call to her father, John. Within minutes, Officer Lee arrives at the scene.
Yeah, no, so what it was is basically this was intact.
Okay.
This piece was missing, but these scratches here, that's all from a deer that she tried to.
As a responsible father, Mr. Lee doesn't interfere with the investigation, maintaining a professional stance. It's a testament to the integrity of law enforcement personnel, even in the most challenging situations. Now let's talk about the field sobriety exercises. You may have seen these on cop shows or heard about them before. Teresa is asked to perform standardized tests to assess her sobriety given the suspicion of alcohol consumption. Did you know that field sobriety tests can be the ultimate make or break moment for any driver suspected of driving under the influence? First up, the horizontal gaze nystagmus test. It's all about eye movements, and Officer Doherty observed certain irregularities that raise eyebrows. Interesting stuff. Next comes the walk and turn test. Sounds straightforward, but Teresa's performance leaves much to be desired. Her ability to walk in a straight line and execute a proper turn seems to have gone to a toss. Lastly, the one-leg stand test. Imagine trying to balance on one foot while spreading your arms. Not an easy feat. Teresa struggles to perform this exercise as well. With all these observations, the officers grow more confident in their assessment. It seems that Teresa's night out at Applebee's may have gone a bit too far.
Dad! Dad! Dad!
Hold on, we'll let you go.
At the Howell Township Police Headquarters, Teresa underwent a breathalyzer test. And guess what? Her BAC, or blood alcohol concentration, was a whopping 0.172%, more than double the legal limit. Did you know that impaired driving can have severe consequences and put not only the driver's life at risk, but also endanger innocent lives on the road? Following her arrest, Teresa was taken to the hospital for further evaluation, ensuring her well-being was prioritized despite the circumstances. However, she wasn't off the hook that easily. She was hit with a series of summonses, including operating under the influence, reckless driving, failure to report an accident, and leaving the scene of an accident. Moving on to our next story, the date is February 12th, 2022, and the time is approximately 12:55 a.m. and Deputy Randy Miller of the Whitman County Sheriff's Office is cruising down Stadium Way near Monroe Street in Pullman, Washington. Little did he know that fate had something extraordinary in store for him that night. As Deputy Miller continues his patrol, he spots a 2021 Jeep meandering along without its taillights on, an easy way to attract some unwanted attention from the law. So he decides to initiate a routine traffic stop, and the Jeep obligingly pulls into the parking lot of none other than Little Caesars.
Hello, Deputy Miller Sheriff's Office. Driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
Oh wait, that's different. Hold on.
Just so you're aware, contact's being recorded.
That's fine.
Behind the wheel is none other than a 19-year-old named Allison Newstrom, who apparently had just come from Greek Row. Initially, she denies any alcohol consumption, but Deputy Miller has a keen sense of smell, detecting the unmistakable odor of alcohol.
Okay. Anything to drink tonight?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Well, just me, not her.
I'm not talking to you. I'm trying to talk to her, but you
Oh.
keep answering everything.
Sorry. I'm good, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Busted. Allison eventually admits to drowning 2 shots a couple of hours prior.
All right. Now's your chance to be honest here, okay? How much have you had to drink tonight?
I had 2 shots.
Okay. How long ago? It is
2 hours ago?
currently almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
I'm sorry, I'm really tired though also, but
Okay.
I understand what you're asking, yes.
Okay.
Like 2 hours ago is when I took 2 shots.
Okay.
Here's a fact. Did you know that Washington State holds the record for the most expensive DUI conviction? Not only could you face up to 1 year in jail and 5 years of probation, but you'll also be slapped with fines of up to a staggering $5,000 for a first offense. Quite the expensive lesson, wouldn't you agree? Now here's where the real drama unfolds. Deputy Miller, being the diligent officer that he is, gives Allison a chance to prove herself through voluntary field sobriety tests. And just when he thought this couldn't get any more intriguing, deputies Christopher Olin and Morgan Schaff swoop in to assist. The first test on the docket is the horizontal gaze nystagmus, or HGN. Deputy Miller meticulously observes Allison's eyes, and he notices the classic signs of intoxication: lack of smooth pursuit and nystagmus at maximum deviation. Next up, the walk and turn test, where the suspect has to walk a straight line.
All right. So for this one, I want you to imagine an imaginary straight line out in front of you, okay?
Okay.
I want you to put your left foot on that line and put your right foot in front of it, touching heel to toe.
But it seems that Allison is experiencing some serious difficulty in staying on track. Maybe she's in need of a GPS for walking? Last but not least, the one-leg stand test. Allison takes a shot at it, but the counting becomes a tad puzzling for her. Can you imagine counting to 20 while balancing on one leg? It's not as easy as it sounds. After the voluntary field sobriety test, Allison was asked to take a PBT test. But guess what she said? "My father used to be a cop," she declared, trying to escape the breathalyzer.
Can you elaborate more? Sorry, my dad used to be a cop, so I'm just
Okay.
asking all the questions I can.
Again, it's voluntary. You don't.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
What would that tell you?
Well, it's going to tell me where you're at, BAC out here.
But there's no running from the truth, and she was arrested for driving under the influence.
So, you're under 21,
Exactly.
right?
That's my
So
point.
what is the legal limit for you?
0 tolerance.
It's .02.
Oh, well.
So, right now, I believe you're over that legal limit.
No, that's fine. yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be under arrest. But
Did you know that Allison's BAC was a whopping 0.187%? That's more than double the legal limit for motorists over 21. But hold on, it gets even more shocking. It was 9 times the limit for drivers under 21. Yikes! After being transported to the Pullman Police Department, Allison decided to waive her constitutional rights and answer questions. She also agreed to take a breathalyzer test during the 20-minute observation period, sealing her fate. But the drama doesn't end there. Allison faced the consequences of her actions with a bail of $500 and a citation under RCW 46.61.502 for DUI. She was later released with a mandatory court date after posting bail. Fast forward to May 26, 2022, Allison pleaded guilty to DUI charges. Her sentence? 1 day in jail, which she could convert to 15 days of electronic home monitoring, followed by 24 months of supervised probation. And oh, let's not forget the pile of fines and fees. $43 criminal conviction fee, $120.12 DUI cost recovery fee, $600 supervised probation fee, and a hefty $1,000 fine. And if that's not enough, her driving privileges in the state of Washington were suspended for a staggering 90 days. All of this because she chose to drink and drive. But have you ever wondered what unfolds when criminals attempt to flee from the clutches of law enforcement? Click on the link on your screen to dive into our next video, revealing thrilling encounters of lawbreakers attempting daring getaways from the long arm of justice.